Hey there! Well, I've arrived at Siberia with just enough light to watch the sun go down over the Siberia ruins while I set up my little tent here. So it's going to be right over here. Nice little spot. Good 100-mile ride from work, about 150 miles from home. Here's the road into Siberia. Here's the old ugly stick. And I'm going to set up camp right over here behind this bush. An awful good spot. Okay, while the light remains. Talk to you later. Greetings, everybody. Greetings from Siberia. The sun is just going down. It's about 10 or 15 minutes after 8 p.m. It is the 15th day of June 2017. The thing you see sticking up right there in the middle, that's the ruins of Siberia. One little structure that remains here of the community, the ghost town that's gone. And just to the right of there you can see my motorcycle. The Siberia train tracks are right over there. I don't know if you can see it, but there kind of you can. There's my tent all set up. I wonder if you can see me. Oh, just a little. Anyway, I just wanted to turn on. I got everything set up, and I just wanted to turn on now, and we can see the lights of another railroad crossing over there. Really, those lights and one light on the mountains over here on the Bullion Mountains to the right are all that you can see in terms of any sign of civilization. These are the Bristol Mountains back there, aka the Deepwater Wilderness, as I call it. Beautiful light coming over from there. And I'll spin around. I'm just going to shut up for a second. You can hear the sounds, or lack thereof. Look for the little red light on top of the Bullion Mountains here in just a moment. All right, well, thanks for joining me. I'm going to sign off now and cook my dinner, and I'll see you in the morning. Take care. Hey guys, this is my dinner. Cooking up a little stew here. The sun is going down right now. Those are the ruins of Siberia right over there. It's a little bit of the building. And a little fire. Hope you guys are having a nice evening. Papa loves you both. I just heated up my dinner here on my little stove, and I'm enjoying the companionship of the rocks. I'll explain that later. That's interesting. But a little game I play with myself here out in Siberia is to point the camera out in the night and then lift my headlamp up and scan the dark. And if you're lucky, you'll catch sight of some eyes looking back at you. That's my motorcycle. There's a fox that lives out here. At least that's what I think it is. And sometimes when I lift my head, I see him looking back at him or her looking back at me. So far, not yet. It's a fun little distraction in a place that offers little companionship. So I've had my dinner. I'm out walking around the camp now. At night I've got my headlamp on and I'm looking for interesting rocks and desert artifacts. I'm finding some old pieces of cans. A couple cans over here. Mostly I'm on the lookout for interesting rocks. I already found a really nice piece of obsidian. Check that out. Very, very nice. But what I found over here, I stumbled across the old footpath that I've mentioned in posts on Facebook. See it right there? The ghost of a path. Rock rocks laid out here and here. And a big bug just slammed into my face, attracted to my light. It's an old footpath. You can see more of it over here. Before this became a ghost town, some people lived here. Someone made a path, as I like to say, from nowhere to nowhere. This is part of it. Who in the world would lay out so delicately these stones in such lovely lines out here in the middle of nowhere? Let's give it a look. Back to looking for rocks. Look at all the different types. Each one of these stones tells some story. Look at all the flying ants. That's somewhere in the desert. Nice conglomerate right there. I thought that glimmer in the light there was the eyes of an animal, but I guess not. Okay, time to turn the light off. See ya. Here comes the train. This is what it's like when the trains come in the night. 4 blasts. 3 long, 1 short. One more. Siberia, California. Morning. Welcome at dawn here in Siberia. Just broke a tent there. Is that a word? Is that a phrase? There's the deep water wilderness out there. There's a train approaching over there, so and then the Bullion Mountains back there. So today's going to be it's going to be a hot day, about 110. So I'm going to break my camp here, and I want to get the bike ready to go so I can move on them as soon as it gets a little too hot. But I plan to do some exploration around here, not venture too far from the camp, and then when the heat turns on, to be able to head back along Route 66. I have some things I want to explore along the way. All right. Let's break camp. Not break tent, but break camp. These small patches of rocks, which are here and there. There's another one there. All along this floodplain here, right in the ghost town of Siberia. And they continue up all through the desert out there. There's Siberia there. But they are filled with such a diversity of stones. Almost all extrusive or intrusive igneous, volcanic in origin, but such a diversity. Each one of them telling a different story. I really enjoy walking slowly and looking over the rocks and trying to pick out what their history might have been, their origin. Clearly a slow cooling volcanic lava right here. Had time for it cooled so slowly that the air pockets were there, forming those holes. Here's a piece of rhyolite right there. This red color being due to exposure to the atmosphere as it came out, gave it oxidized the iron content. old bolt here. A little bit of the old ghost town. Now I'm at the edge of that particular patch. Very nice desert pavement right here. Another patch of rocks over here. I'm headed towards an old foundation that I saw on Google Earth over there. Trying to get a little exploring in around the ghost town before the heat really turns on. The sun just came over the horizon. It's going to be 110 today, at least. So I better get whatever exploring I'm going to do. I better get it done early. This piece right here clearly has the, you can see the horizontal lines laid down. It's a sedimentary rock of some sort. And this one is a deeper igneous rock. Look at the grains over here. So this came from deep within the earth. Looks like it's been metamorphosed. Is that the word? Look at the turns here. Look at the turns. So this is, wow, is this nice? Yeah, I think that is. Look at the currents. It's a little hard to see, but it would have been formed deep within the earth as a kind of a granite, and then later put under pressure and under great pressure and heat after it formed to then change its composition and create that banding. Lots and lots of interesting stuff. Well, my destination is over there. I better get to it if I'm going to do it. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye-bye. Okay, the foundation that I saw was here along the edge of Route 66, which you can see right there. Newly paved, by the way. The entrance to Siberia is right over there. The Abulian Mountains back there. Beautiful. And of course a long, long train slowly winding its way up the Klondike grade. So I'm just going to continue to walk along until I find what I saw on the map. I'll show you when I get there. I see a piece of wood sticking up out of the ground, which is no small feat given how hard this ground is. So someone went to a lot of work to put this little post in the ground here. Quite weathered. Train is passing, but no sign of the foundation that I saw. Now I'm starting to wonder if or where I actually saw it, because we're coming up to a little wash here. Route 66 lifts up a little bit, and then there's a sandy wash. We'll continue walking along. So here we are up on a berm here that channels the flash floods that spill out of the deep water wilderness down here and under Route 66. Still no sign of what I was looking for back there. Let's get down there in the channel and see. Interesting, there's another berm right over there. Let's go down here carefully. This shady place under the highway would be a good place later to sit once the sun really starts to turn on. I wonder how old this bridge is. Look at these old square shaped what are those, bolts? Yeah. Painted 453. Big old here. It's probably a black widow way up right there. Tortoise burrow maybe. Another train coming. What does that say? Mall something. Nice burrow there. Would be a good place to be out of the heat. Big. I wonder what lives in there. Shouldn't be too much traffic on Route 66 today. One of the roads is closed. I think everybody's doing a detour. Wow, actually under Route 66. Beneath Route 66. This would be a good place to hang out. What the heck? There goes a car. Huh, just after I said I didn't think there'd be any. That looks like a truck. Hospital? Strangest things you find sometimes. I don't think so. Well, someone actually hammered that in. It's wedged in here. Maybe just like... Huh, curious. So there's open desert. There's an area I have not explored any of that area down there. I would like to though. In the future. Whatever future is left of me, I'll tell you. Spending time out here really brings back the thoughts of mortality and the lack thereof of mortality would be immortality. So certainly not that. It's a funny thing how look at the tracks. Simply been down here and more tracks here. Look at that. It's a funny thing that don't worry, I'm not gonna talk on and on. But it's a funny thing that I was thinking about that. I talk a lot about, and I think a lot about death, and because I enjoy life, and I sense my body beginning to deteriorate, not beginning to fail. The processes are slowing down, and I'm hesitant to talk about it here because people get. People who watch my video get the idea that I'm depressed or that I'm melancholy. If it looks that way, it's not that I'm melancholy necessarily, although maybe it's a momentary melancholy, but it's a really bittersweet type, more and more sweet than bitter. I really enjoy wondering about what life is. At some point, people might pity me and say, maybe they feel like they figured it out. And if they think, if only I could, then they could have peace of mind. But it's not that peace of mind. The peace of mind that comes of an easy answer isn't what I'm after. I'll rather be not at ease. Is that an arrowhead? Holy crud. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Is that an arrowhead? It's the light better. Look at that. It's got the symmetry. I think that might be an arrowhead. Who knew? See, that's the type of thought. You know, if it is an arrowhead, someone made that. Well, what a chance that I could find that. It's probably not an arrowhead. It's probably just a piece of stone that's got that look on it. But if it is, someone put that together, and that someone is as much part of this desert now as the sand that I'm sitting on. These are wonderful, fun thoughts. What made all the more poignant and interesting by virtue of the fact that I don't have any idea. So anyway, let's go back and continue our thing. I might keep this, and I usually try not to take anything from the desert, but I might keep this and go maybe ask somebody that might know. Interesting. Things you find and things you think under Route 66. Hey, there's a kind of a cut here in the road in Route 66. And I think this is interesting because I think we can see the old road. You know, they recently paved here. They were long overdue. They really needed to pave this. In fact, it's funny, I just wrote in my blog post how there's some writing that I saw on the road that would probably be gone if they came to pave it. And it's gone now. Haven't even published that post yet. It's for the anxiety hike. But look, like layers of rock. You can see the layers of asphalt. Looks like there's one there. Not too many. One here. Another one here. Maybe one in between there. Another one here. And then down here, flatbed. Looks like the original graded earth part right here. I'm sorry, I'm not doing the camera well. There's a graded earth part there. And then one, two, maybe 3 layers of asphalt. That's all. Here's the most recent. They just must have laid that down in the last month or two. Here I am on Route 66. Maybe walk along here for a little bit. Scan both sides of the highway. The highway. That'd make a nice photo. How about that one? There we go. Oh well. Okay, keeping my eyes open for what I'm looking for. Isn't that always the case? Well, you do reach a point sometimes in life. I heard that that's the case. As death grows close, I mean, like, you know, they're really close, humans kind of give up and lose all interest. It's a fascinating thing. Fascinating thing. Lots to think about there. Boy, it sure does seem like I have a lot of downer thoughts. I need to see another stick sticking up over there. I don't necessarily see it that way. I mean, these are the thoughts that I really enjoy. And maybe I'm kind of a downer guy, but I don't think so. I think I just enjoy I enjoy not taking these moments for granted. I enjoy thinking about what I've got, what I will soon lose. Old road. Okay, see ya. I wonder if this is an old fuel filter from an antique car. It looks like it. I think I remember seeing items like this in my dad's old 57 stake bed truck. Here's that goes into. Here's that goes out. See the little spigot there? Filter the fuel. I'm sure it was a filter of some sort. Oh, discarded along the way. As travelers moved along Route 66. Maybe some family did some repairs right here. Maybe this is the remains of the old campsite. Who knows? I'm reading too much into the landscape now, but I like to do that. These ants sure are busy, just like that train driver. Busy, busy, busy. I wonder how they weather the heat that's coming. If they retire to their nest when it gets really hot, or if they just forage on. I'm not going to forage on too much longer. I want to go back check on the other side, because I may have been mistaking what I thought was ruins on this side, although I see something perhaps ahead. I think I see something. See, there's something that's unusual. See, there's a tree sticking up right over there. Can you see it? That could be the fact that old tree may tell us that we're close to something. Someone might have put it there. Let's walk to that tree, and if it's not there, we'll walk back on the other side of the highway, because I think I saw what might be like an old gas station route or something. Let's take advantage of our chance to get down through this little gully here, man-made gully. Lots of effort made to divert the rainwaters here, even though there's not a lot of rain. When it does come, it comes in great quantities. It needs to be channeled. Curious thing is how much of these earthworks were perhaps for the railroad, or for the highway, or for the town. There's another train. Okay, but carry on. Okay, here's a feature I actually saw last night, riding in on the highway on my motorcycle. A couple of, more than a couple, four maybe, wooden poles, wooden stakes driven into the soil here. Remember, this soil is really hard to even drive a tent stake into, let alone a 4x4 or 6x6 beam. It's pretty big. The old knot there. It's been here a long time. 1, 2, 3. There's a creosote bush. And 4. Plus I see some old cans. Another one right here. Wonder what was going on here. And there's that tree. See how it just sticks up there, quite out of place. I wonder if that's an old foundation. Oh, you know, the area of that old foundation, or maybe it's just a wash. That could be it. It could be a whole lot of nothing. Let's go find out. I think we're on to something. The tree's right over there, and I've seen a lot of cans right here. I think these are old oil cans, like motor oil. A couple. I wonder if this was an old gas station. I can see a little wall. See more cans. Oh, you can almost read that. I don't like moving stuff. I'll put it back where I found it. Seems like it's almost got lettering on there. Oh, there's little bugs in there. Termites or something. Sorry guys, back just where I found it. More cans over here. These cans, when they sit long enough in the desert, they kind of almost take on a tableau-like sense. Look at that, the way it's just sitting there. This is SA on the top, which I think is an oil thing. More cans here. So I'll bet you, oh, here we go. You can actually read that. Texaco motor oil. Texaco. And this is the old type, you know, look at the top there. You had to, peel that back with a can opener. So I'll bet you that this was a gas station right up here. And it put oil in people's cars and then discarded the cans, which was pretty common at the time, out here in the desert. I can kind of see, I think there was like a pull out here into what might have been a gas station, and explains the tree. Let's go see. Now I'm reading more into it than maybe I should. Let's go see if the evidence can support my supposition. That's how I like to work with things like life and death. I like to come out here and think about these things and develop suppositions, hypotheses, and then see if the evidence can support them in any way. Now, look at that, there's a wall there for sure, right? Right there. And this is not a wall that was made by, to divert water. This is a wall of some other contrivance. And here's a big, like a foundation block of some sort. Paint cans. Lots of metal debris in this little gutter here. Lots of cans over here. So this looks like this concrete was formed right here of the desert sand. Look at this. It's just It's like someone made this right out of the sand. Let's climb up on this little wall. Look at all the cans. No, that's not a bad place. I could probably camp right there. Lots and lots of cans. I think I see a little bit of what I thought was the foundation over there. More cans. So whatever was going on here, this is like the dump for the cans. Is there anything of interest in these? Look at all these. Okay, let's cross in here. So it looks like there was a pull-out right there where people could pull off of the highway, off of Route 66, pull into this area here. And clearly the railroad has used this to make another access point to the railroad there. There's some railroad cars parked there. It's like cars that work on the railroad itself, track layers or something. But I'll bet you this was used for something else because there's a foundation right there. There it is. And look at this tree. I believe that's a tamarisk tree. I could of course be wrong. Desert hardy, but not common out here on this alluvial plain. I think these prefer wash basins more. Maybe it grew up here because water was deposited here. Something. What is that? Some old ceramics. It's an old, look at that. That's an old teacup. Coffee cup or something. Put it back the way I found it. Strange looking rock. There's another piece of that cup. More over there. So I wonder if they had a little diner here. Mayhap, perhaps. And there's the foundation. This is what I saw on Google Earth. Look at that. That stone wall. Ah, you know what? This was a gas station. You know what that is? That's the Grease Monkeys pit. I don't know if that's the right term for it. But you know, they would roll the old jalopy up onto there, and then the mechanic could hop down in there and access the cars, underside of the car. So you can see here comes a big truck, so all the traffic would come by on Route 66 here. The guy didn't even notice me standing here. You know, they come by. Siberia's right back there. Oh, look, honey, there's a gas station. Ah, I hope they have a mechanic that can, you know, take a look at this, change this fuel filter of mine. It's getting pretty clogged. I can, you know, the old Edsel here isn't quite what she's running the way she should. Well, maybe will you take care of that? The kids and I will hop into their diner and I'll have a cup of tea and get the kids some food. Well, it sounds good, honey. You guys go ahead and do that, and I'll have a chat here with this old grease monkey. That's my impression of the 30s. Well, back then the cars needed a lot, and this was climbing the Klondike grade, which is nothing. This is the Klondike grade, a very gradual slope going all the way up, which wasn't much to the cars, isn't much to modern cars, but was probably a lot to cars back then. Also, there was a time before this was paved at all, and this would have all been Route 66 was a dirt road. There's an old air filter right there. I used to have one like that in my old Camaro. Huh. Very interesting stuff. So this is the entrance to the garage. Right here. Oh, look at this. Just hop down in the grease monkey pit. A nicer bit of porcelain. I used to find stuff like this in Japan, in the mountains out there. What's that? A bit of, what is that? Looks like melted glass. What's that? Gosh, only knows. Hey, I'm down in the pit. Imagine all the cars that were here. Looks like it had slots for 2 cars. See, here's the opening, one part of the opening there, and the other part of the opening here. So this one had, you know, the pit. One car could fit right there. There's a good shot. Oh, there's a good photo. That'd make a good thumbnail. Let's position that as a thumbnail. There we go. And then the other car could come over here. What's this? And then probably over here they kept all their tools, probably back against the wall. Over here, and then look at how much further this foundation goes around. And do you see here some steps? Right there. So that's probably leading up into the garage section. So we step up, open the door, ding ding. Ahoy! Grease monkey! Please attend to my fuel filter pronto. Probably wouldn't get you far. There's like an elevated foundation part right there. I wonder if this is all paved down there. Doesn't seem like it. You know what? This was the part here that was paved for the cars to work on. And then probably over here, they probably had a flooring that went across this foundation here. This is probably the restaurant over here. I see put that big piece of wood over there and then something else over there. And look at this, look at this. You know what this is? This is the gas pump station. See how that's kind of angled in like my arrowhead, right? It kind of angles in. The cars would come swinging in off Route 66. The jalopy would come swinging. Stop right there. Get out. Come over here for service. Go in there. See the other set of steps? Go over there for food or store. And then there's another raised area right there for something. Very interesting. The pumps were here. Can't you see it? I can see it. And there's more. What is this wood here? That was part of the flooring. So I'll bet you there's tanks down there. There must be a couple of tanks. Probably just one for leaded fuel down below us right now. Hate to fall in. So I'm probably on top of the tanks right now. Makes you wonder what happened to the rest of the concrete. Well, here's the other side. Here it is. Here it is. Look at that. See? There's the other V. And they put some some sort of a spackle over the top. Okay, now so here's the other steps. Okay, so something was there. See, there's that stoop. I wonder if there, like a chair was up there for, you know, Goober. Isn't that the guy's name, the gas station attendant on Mayberry MD? You know, Barney Fife and all those, Andy Griffith. Wasn't Goober the gas station attendant? Or Gopher or something? Maybe he sat up here. Here comes another train. And now I can see it kind of with the tree there, you know? Maybe they tried to plant that tree to give a little shade. You know, you could park cars over there and do likewise. Let's go up on these steps. Kind of looks like there's a outline of some stones here. No, that wouldn't be enough room because there's just enough room right here for a car to swing in. Goober would be waiting to come and help you. Here comes the train. Other steps up here into the restaurant. Some nice wooden flooring. I wonder what this was over here. Why would we need this giant tree trunk? What could have this been? What could have this been? Maybe this was the kitchen area. wood. Maybe. I don't know. There's some stuff out here. Look at this. Whoops. A little outbuilding or something. Well, this is a foundation. A raised foundation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll bet there's a 6th one. See, there's another one. I would think that there would be another one right here, but there isn't. Maybe this is the... Oh, I'll bet you... No, well, there'd be if it was the outhouse, there'd be a pit. But maybe this was the toilet. I'm just taking a look in the sands here. Because sometimes this is the back of the place. They must have thrown some interesting things out here. Maybe I'll wander. Oh yeah, lots of debris out here, lots of broken glass. I'll wander around out there after I'm done making this video and see what we can find. Some plates. Look at the kind of the edge of the decorated plate here. So I'm sure they must have had a diner. So there was a guy named Sal and his wife Ruth, and they together ran this old gas station. Sal with his garage, Ruth with her diner. They came out to the desert, realized that here halfway up the Kelso grade there would be a great place for opportunity to get some of these Route 66 tourists, or Route 66 travelers. So they built this gas station, leveling, creating a lot of it out of from the desert itself. The stones here are all local desert stones, bringing in materials to form the foundation, improvising where they could, laying down a nice flat covering on top of here. He must have been so proud of his garage. Opening their door for business one day. Doors, they have the 2 doors. Wonder where they lived. Maybe they lived on the 2nd floor. There's something else right here, look at that. And the traffic, imagine what it was like their day out here when maybe you know, Sal and Ruth sat on the stoop here, maybe waiting, open for business. Maybe they had a sign of some sort out here. I'm sure they must have had a sign. Let's go wander over here and see. And the day they saw a car coming up, or maybe coming down the Kelso grade and pulling in. There's an entrance there and another entrance right there. Pulling in another one, swinging in. Coming in to be nicely diverted by this thing to one side or the other for the gas pump. Pulling up, and you know, Sal would have run around his cap and clean shirt. Yes, sir. What'll I do you for, sir? Why don't you fill her up, son? And while you're at it, can you take a look at and listen to that knock, kind of that belt? That belt's kind of squealing in the front. Yes, sir. If we have any problem, we can swing the old Edsel in the garage, and I'll have that belt taken care of right away. Thank you very much. While we wait, we'll step inside for a nice cup of coffee, and then Ruth would have the chance to use her china for the first time. China, I don't know if it's China, but her flatware, her roadside restaurant flatware. Yeah, a whole life happened here, and then that life came to an end. Okay, let's look for the sign. There must have been a sign, or maybe it's just enough to see it from the road. That all came to an end. Something happened. Well, we know what happened. We know what happened. Route 40. And before that, basically just the decline of the westward movement of Americans. And slowly the traffic would diminish, and customers wouldn't be there, and revenue would go down, and Ruth and Sal would sit there. Look at how they form the rocks here to kind of make an improvised little courseway. See how they kind of raise it? We must have come by with a shovel and shoveled this into place to guide people in. But there would have come a day when Sal and Ruth would have sat on the porch there, as no cars had come for very few cars this day, just like the day before. the weeks and months before that. And they'd been talking about maybe packing it up and heading out to the coast. There's apparently jobs down in the harbor, down in the Long Beach harbor, building ships. Maybe the war had arrived, and the need for laborers and work was keen. Route 66, the era of Route 66 was coming to an end. It wouldn't be repaved like this for decades and decades to come, and the traffic would remain so sparse that a man a few generations later could walk with impunity down the middle of Route 66 and not worry about being struck by a car. And the little gas station cafe here on the side of the Route 66 by Siberia would have been claimed by the desert when its proprietors left for good. Its customers never to come back. All that remains is a little tree, struggling tamarisk out of environment, and the bones and skeletons of the foundation of what once was. I think that's a good way to close. Thank you for joining me. I'll keep looking around, but I think this story's come to an end. Take care. But wait, there's more, as they say. So, sorry, as I got to the other side here and I decided to go back and explore a little bit, I came into the entrance there. Okay, the gas station is behind me. There's Route 66, the other entrance is over there. There's the old gas station there. Remember, I was looking for the sign. As I came in here, I saw this over here. And I'll bet you just about anything that this was the foundation for the sign that would have advertised the gas station's presence. It's a single cement foundation. It's 4 large bolts, something up the middle. I bet they ran some electrical cable up there or something like that. And I'm sure that held a large column that went up and had a sign up here that advertised the gas station, which is right there. Yeah, so that I think that brings that section of the story to a close. Thanks for joining me. It's been so much fun. Take care. Bye-bye. So I was walking along and I stopped to look at this. At first I thought it was a fire pit, which is a strange place for a fire pit because there's no tracks or vehicle access at all. In fact, it's pretty rugged here. And then a thought came to me. What I was actually doing was I had found a gas station, an old abandoned gas station over there along the edge of Route 66, where the forlorn tamarisk tree is. And I was starting to walk back along Route 66, and then I realized, you know, this is probably what constitutes West Siberia, because I know that over there, that's East Siberia. See that building way over there? Let's see if I can zoom in. It's the wall. It's the only thing that remains. I can't see if it's actually showing up, but I think it is. Can you see right there in the center? There's like an old wall. That's that's East Siberia. So I think I'm in West Siberia now. And I knew that probably a couple operated this gas station because it was a cafe gas station, probably husband and wife team. And I was thinking, you know what, I'll bet you, because I found footpaths out here before, I'll bet you there was, when the people from the gas station wanted to go visit the people in that part of Siberia, from West Siberia to East Siberia, I bet they didn't go along the highway, they went straight across the desert. So I started walking along to see if I could find anything interesting, and then I found this. And I also found a line of rocks, but this, first I thought, like I said before, I thought it was a fire pit, and these tracks are all my tracks. And then I saw something that really got my eye. This. Okay. Well, first of all, it's too small to be a fire pit. I mean, look how small that is. Well, I mean, some fire pits are small. But look at this rock positioned here, and look at this. Can you see that? That's a stick. It's a little flat stick. See? Oh, no, I'm covering up a little bit. Right there. And someone put a rock in to brace it, to kind of secure it. And I'll bet you I know what this was. I'll bet that stick stuck up and held a cross. And this is a grave, I think. And it's a good spot for a grave because the soil's a little more sandy right here compared to more rocky areas over there, so someone would have chose a slightly sandier place to dig. A desert grave here between the railroad tracks and Route 66, Siberia, California. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to turn the camera off and sit down and do a little thinking. Take care. Hi. Here along the wash here, I'm still just wandering around the desert. I found this. This is a really splendid, let's see if I can get in there right, outcropping of, not an outcropping, but a crystal. Look at these crystals here. So I can tell you the story of this rock. This is pretty sure this is a piece of rhyolite. It's an extrusive igneous rock, which means that it came from magma that rose up out of the mantle of the earth and flowed over out of the top, probably up in those mountains up there. And when it flowed, it cooled fast enough that it had air pockets in it. And you can see in the coloration, it didn't get too much exposure to the atmosphere because it's not very red, or it has a high silicon content. But in any case, it cooled fast enough that it had air pockets, and one of those pockets is right here. Very, very large air pocket. And then when it solidified, over time, water, believe it or not, here in the desert, but back then probably it wasn't a desert, water would trickle down inside, and as it came through, you know how stalactites are, well, I don't know which one is the droppy ones, stalactites or stalagmites, I don't know which one, the ones that just hang down, the water comes and drips, and minerals get formed. Well, water would come and percolate through the rocks and fill up this cavity here, and over time these crystals, these quartz crystals, began to grow, and they've filled the void. And it's probably 4 inches by maybe 3 inches, 2 or 3 inches. It's huge. Just found it sitting right here. A very nice example of crystallization within a piece of rhyolite. There's another nice one back there with some nice big grains in it. That means it cooled a little slower. A lot slower, actually. Okay, there you go. Let's continue our walk. Sometimes on hot days, like today's turning into, I'll take shelter under the railroad tracks. Which of these slots is best? Look at the piles of rock in this one. That's kind of interesting. Looks like the rocks have spilled through from the railroad area. Huh. It's big enough to walk through. So it's spilled through from the tracks above. 12/15/99. What is that? Omaha, Nebraska. Whew, I'm tired. So how did it spill through there, I wonder? That mark there must be the company that built this trestle. 7 is Jan 1913. Huh. 9 what? January 1913. I don't know. Can't be 1913. We know this trestle is made much newer than that. Oh, okay. Well, I'm on the other side now. A little bit of railroad debris, I guess. Great indifferences. Waiting just out there. Look at these footprints. Someone's been here. Looks like someone brought their truck back here and had second thoughts and backed up. Looks like someone rode a single track vehicle through here. I think I like this one here. Let's go in and take a little rest. North. Ah, nice and cool down here. Oh, boy. Sometimes when I'm at work, I fantasize that, wow, the zoom is on. Fantasize that I'm in a place like this. Okay. This is the railroad crossing at West Siberia. So now I know where West Siberia is. How do I know? Well, it's got signs. That's right there. And another one over there. The old building and the my motorcycle right over there. Black Mountain is up there. The big volcano over there. The edge of deep water is over there, and the deep water wilderness is beyond. Black Ridge is up there. And here I'm coming up to the old ruins of Baghdad, Siberia. The heat's rising, starting to get to me a little bit. I think it's time to pack the bike and head on down the highway. There's other things that I want to see today, though nothing in particular. One stone wall here. Wonder what this was. Wind has come up nicely now. Wind makes things a little cooler. I think the, whatever this was, I think the toilet was over here. Seems to have been an entrance of sorts there. Stairs perhaps here. I think this is the pit toilet right here. I guess. My bike is over there. Thanks for joining me another day in Siberia. Take care.